What are the most important historical chess endgame studies? Imagine a puzzle where every move is perfectly calculated, and the outcome hinges on a tiny detail. That's what historical chess endgame studies are all about. They show us how chess masters used logic and creativity to solve seemingly impossible situations. These studies are like snapshots of chess history, revealing how players learn to win or draw in the final moments of a game. The earliest endgame ideas come from ancient Shatranj, the predecessor of modern chess. Around the 1200s, Arabic writers like Al-Adli created studies that focused on king, rook, and knight positions. Although some rules have changed since then, the core ideas about piece placement still matter today. Moving forward to the Renaissance, players like François-André Philidor analyzed queen versus rook endgames. His work proved that knowing the right technique was better than relying on instinct alone. This set the stage for understanding how to handle tricky endgames. In the 1800s, the study of endgames grew rapidly. Johann Berger's book organized endgame positions by the pieces left on the board. This helped players learn what to do in common situations. Howard Staunton, a famous English player, wrote about rook versus three minor pieces. His analysis was so accurate that it took over 100 years for computers to fully verify his conclusions. These early works built a foundation for modern endgame theory. One of the most famous studies is Richard Rady's from 1921. It shows how white can draw with king and pawn against king and pawn, even when it looks lost. The key move involves the white king stopping black's pawn while supporting its own. This pattern, called the Rady maneuver, teaches players how to think creatively in tough spots. Another classic is the Saavedra position, which looks simple but contains a clever tactical twist that can turn a losing position into a winning one. These studies reminded us that even in the endgame, surprises can happen. Leopold Mitrofanov's 1967 study is another example. It's complex and challenging, showing how a well-constructed position can be won with precise moves. Over time, theoretical positions like the Lucena position and the Philidor position became essential knowledge. The Lucena position explains how to win with a rook and pawn against a rook, while the Philidor position shows how to hold a draw in certain rook endgames. These are like the building blocks of endgame technique. Today, computers have changed everything. They have verified many old studies and discovered new winning techniques. For example, computer analysis proved that queen versus two bishops can be won in 71 moves. It also confirmed that Stanton's rook versus three minor pieces was correct. These breakthroughs help players understand the true nature of endgames and improve their skills. Modern endgame studies are more than just history. Grandmasters like Jan Timman compile collections of studies that teach important patterns and ideas. These studies often have unexpected moves or clever tricks that turn the game around. Studying them helps players see recurring themes, sharpen their calculation, and develop better technique. Whether it is a simple pawn ending or a complex bishop and pawn scenario, these studies form the backbone of good endgame play. Looking back through history, from ancient times to today, shows us how much effort has gone into understanding the final phase of chess. These studies are like lessons in patience, precision, and creativity. They reminded us that in chess, every move counts, especially when the game is on the line. Learning from these famous endgame studies can make you a stronger, more confident player in your own games.